Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today in the second installment of the Theme Team walkthroughs. We had a program a month ago on the Reinvent Residence Life, and today's focus, as you know, is on the work of the AI pilot. So thank you so much for joining us. I think there's actually a slide. If you go to the keep going, one more. So yeah, whoops, sorry, back. Thank you so much. So just to anchor ourselves in our work is based on the Vision 2033 themes. It should say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, not 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But I'll admit the AI work and the Res Life work, you know what, they're both number one. Again, we are here today for Vision theme number 1, and the Vision theme is to build curricular and lab space to support artificial intelligence. Under that, you'll see 3 bullet points, which is the strategic outcome for this fiscal year. So by June 30th, we have 3 kind of benchmarks there. Engage with higher ed institutions and alumni and a whole bunch of people to talk about AI, which we've been doing, to develop a white paper articulating what we've learned, what we're practicing, what we hope to learn, and what we're dreaming of for the AI Center. And then lastly, launching and proposing opportunities to talk about, to try, to tinker, to test with AI, both from a student perspective and a colleague perspective. So that was our direction. And if you want to go back to the slide, today what we're going to cover, we just covered the theme and the work that we're focused on. We're going to talk about, we just did the goals for this year. That's the 3 I shared with you. Thirdly, I would like to recognize that there's a whole bunch of people, some of which you see right up here today, that have been contributing to this work. This is not a one-woman show. This is not a cabinet show. This is a group of about 15 people that have been meeting since the beginning of the year, once a month. So I want to recognize those people. A few who are in the room today: Steve Goldblatt, right there, Rich Busby, and my friend Steve Dutcher, sorry, I skipped you, Steve Dutcher, Bill McGrail, as well as my folks up here. So Neve and Rachel, our students, Dr. Eric Redberg, and Britta McKenna, who we brought in to be special project coordinators. In addition to that, I want to share with you Kayla Ganutek, which is a Res Life, Joyce Simoniak, art faculty, Namrata Pandia, CS faculty, Peter Dong, science faculty, Patrick Young, Steve Dutcher already said, Steve Goldberg already said, Ashwin Mohan, CS faculty, Chris Cornsey, facilities, Marta Kalusa, Spanish faculty, Babette Tinkar, CS faculty, Meg Junk, who is the executive assistant to Dr. Glazer. So lots of people doing a lot of work to move in advance and talk about AI. So I'm getting ready to hand the microphone over to Britta, who's been leading the work with AI along with her 2 student interns, and she's going to share what's been going on this year, and then we're going to end up doing a few engagement stations to engage you in what are you interested in when it comes to AI, and what do you think IMSA should be talking about regarding AI. So as my voice starts to fade, I am going to hand it over to Ms. Britta.
Thank you, Tammy. All right, so this is going to be more of a fireside chat with the 4 of us. So we're going to be kind of less formal and more informal with each other and comments and things. So first is the AI SIR students. We currently have about 18 students involved with AI projects that are doing student research. 15 of those are with higher education, and 3 are either lab or industry. Argonne type places. We're tracking that as a benchmark this year, and we had them self-select into that, doing a survey to all the SIR students so that we have a benchmark we can see, okay, this year we had 18, next year we have X, how is this going to be growing? Also this year we have done an AI online resource development we are in the process of. Rich Busby keeps a robust kind of a space where he puts his learnings, as well as Steve Goldblatt. We were all keeping kind of separate places. We're in the process of figuring out how do we get that into a central space where IMSA can index and learn. We're not there. We're still kind of keeping separate things, but that's a goal, is to then create this online resource space. Third is the AI theme team. And the theme team, as Tammy mentioned, we have 19 active faculty and staff, and 21 if we include our interns on that, and we've been meeting monthly. So I wanted Dr. Retberg to give us some kind of comments about his experience on that team, and then kind of go right into the book read.
Yeah, so I think it's just important to note that the theme team has representatives from lots of different key areas of the academy. So we've got Steve bringing in experience from Into, and Steve, the other Steve, bringing experience from IT, and Terry, I think, has been there sometimes, and Chris is there talking about space. One thing that's been well, it's unfortunate there's no other faculty members here right now. There has been a pretty robust set of faculty members involved. So Namrata has been a really active voice from computer science, and Peter Dong from science has been there a whole lot. Marta has been sort of leading the way with trying out Flint AI, which is a tool that sort of emerged along the way. So I think just like Britt has been working to try to imagine a space in a high traffic area that's really linked to the academic work of the academy, I think it's been really useful to have some buy-in from faculty. And I think the voice of faculty has helped. We've thought about the relationship between computer science as a department and the center. We've thought about what it means to not just to have active student experiences in the space, but also how we deal with the challenges of this is a really exciting pedagogical tool, and also I'm sitting there looking at a bunch of poems that are AI generated when they weren't supposed to be. So on the whole, I think the group has been just really representative of the academy as a whole. And has been really thoughtful about taking lots of perspectives into account. And one of the projects that emerged from this in the December, I think, I just encountered a book called The Worlds I See, and worked with Tammy to I think, who wrote the grant for us, basically, to secure Stephanie Pace Marshall funding from, with thanks to Dr. Glazer. And we had our first meeting today, the sort of I as a humanist, I like books. I think books promote conversation, and I think one thing that's was really great about today's conversation, I'm really hopeful for the next two, is it's helped people see connections between the really interesting life story of this scientist, which touches on challenges of education and immigration as well as AI development. Well, it also peppered in throughout, especially later in the book. There's really sort of pretty clear explanations of how the technology works. So there's people in the room who just want to join a book club. There's people in the room really interested in education and immigration. But along the way, we're also sort of intellectually confronting what is one of the most exciting intellectual challenges of our time. And I think over time, we'll get more people on board with at least, even folks who are understandably resistant to aspects of AI, on board with at least thinking about it as an exciting intellectual problem. And that's something I hope to see going forward.
Thank you. I enjoyed today, and I enjoyed actually having the voices of our interns there as well. They're going to speak just after this next one. But IMSA.ai, Into Student Group Projects, Steve Goldblatt runs those out of Into, and that really started with the juniors and seniors at IMSA, co-leading that, and having 30 juniors and seniors to start off. And now recently sophomores have been added. There are about 20 new sophomores this semester, and those upperclassmen will be teaching the fundamentals down to the sophomores, so that it's kind of a scaffolded learning with the people who are a little further ahead teaching those that are coming up. So that has a cohort of about 50 students. They're not all active at the same levels, but it's a great project that is student initiated. A number of those students, well, I'll talk about that later. I'll turn it over to Neve and Rachel's gonna first talk to us a little bit about parts of the current projects for the internship.
Okay, so some projects that we had are the AI Bytes Community Learning, the Flint AI Pilot, the AI Center Design and Recommendations, and Exploring Corporate partnerships. So let's start with the first one. So AI Bytes Community Learning is essentially a bi-monthly kind of community learning kind of session in which we invite the entire IMSA community, staff, faculty, students, to just kind of learn more about AI. And some of my favorite topics that we've kind of discussed include like graphics with AI, ethics in AI, and also AI tools that can be used in the educational system. So I would encourage you guys to, pop by the next AI Bytes session. And so our second program is the Flint AI pilot. And Flint AI is an educational startup that utilizes AI, and this gives teachers essentially assignments. This allows teachers to kind of give students assignments in which they work with AI. And we've just kind of been testing it out with kind of the IMSA faculty and some students in this small little pilot program. And we're still trying to see if Flint AI is good for us, but that is our pilot program. And we also have our AI Center design and recommendations. So we've essentially been kind of accumulating a bunch of information from the Dean team, from the intercession group, from higher ed AI centers to just kind of, and stakeholders to just kind of form like a physical space for the AI center. And then lastly, we have the Exploring Corporate Partnerships, in which we've just kind of been trying to talk to other corporations and to see if we can get like AI development platforms for students to kind of use. We've talked to Microsoft's Azure and Google's Vertex for that.
So I just have a question. Of all those things, what did you find most interesting, personally?
It's kind of hard. Personally, okay, I really liked doing the AI Bytes community learning because I think there is when I kind of, it's tied between AI Bytes and AI Center design and recommendations. I think my favorite is AI Bytes though, just because I feel like I'm learning so much. I'm learning with the community as well, because when we host and do the presentations, we had to do all the research, and I honestly really enjoy just learning a lot about the AI landscape.
And you both did a very good job this year with that. Great. All right, next slide will be Neve, and he's gonna talk about upcoming projects.
So looking forward with the AI Center, currently we are really excited to move into A148, which is the prototype space for the AI Center. As Rachel mentioned, we've gotten a lot of stakeholder feedback from the AI Center theme team, and we've worked with higher ed AI centers to sort of get an idea of what the needs and objectives of an AI Center are. And taking this analysis, we're applying that to developing a mission for the AI Center, as well as furnishings, and we're hoping that all of that will be moved in by over spring break. So the AI Center should be will move in on April 3rd, which is really exciting. We encourage any of you to stop by on iDays if you just like to say hi, or come to our AI Bytes. That's gonna be really fun on April 3rd. We are also looking at having an AI Bytes grant, or an AI Center grant opening early in May. So that's another event to get excited for. We'd love to see you all there. And then, so for next year, we're looking into some more steps forward in establishing the AI Center here at IMSA. One of these would be to increase our partnerships to provide IMSA students with resources accessibly, so that any IMSA student that's interested in AI development, which we hope there are a lot of IMSA students interested in AI development, will have the opportunities and resources to do so. We're also looking into an expansion of our online AI resources, compilation, our list. And so that can, as Britta mentioned, be found in one centralized location, so that there's just more ease and accessibility in finding these resources and using them, which I guess sort of adds to our mission to accelerating students' ideas, fostering their innovation with AI. And we're also looking into a certification or credentialing programs, potentially as an expansion of our AI Bytes series. We're thinking AI Bits and Bytes. There's 8 bits in a byte. So there'd be 8 smaller sections. We were thinking that they could be done during S&E, just because students wouldn't need to take time out of their day after school, since we know that can be really difficult, especially with our busy schedules. So S&E would be one of the best times to do that. And then also use that to sort of build up into the AI Bite, which is sort of a more overarching topic, some things that we've done, include some of the bites that we've done that we'd like to sort of, expand on next year would be AI in the arts or AI ethics or something like that. So we're really excited about these projects. And if we could, just a little plug for our next AI Bites, that's session 10, where we're gonna be showcasing some IMSA student AI projects. So things like Britta mentioned, SIRs, where that'll be in the Intu Commons on April 3rd at noon. So we'd love to see you all there. And if you'd like to see some of our past AI Bites, you can see our YouTube playlist here. We've been excited with the engagement that we've received currently, and we'd love to move forward with that. So if you would like to see some of our old AI Bite sessions, definitely take a look at that. The QR code is up there. It's also on the Titan Tuesdays. And if you need any help, you can email one of us and we'll send you the link.
All right, Neve, same question. So what, either what's been your favorite so far about your internship, or what are you looking forward to?
I think so far my favorite thing about this internship is sort of getting an idea of where IMSA is at in the AI landscape and the opportunities for growth, because IMSA students are doing so much with AI currently, and being able to learn about the current projects that are happening is really exciting, but then also being able to see what the AI Center can do and how the AI Center can sort of be an active participant in that community learning, as well as lead that community learning, is really exciting as well.
Okay, thank you. So next up is Flint AI. Flint AI is a walled garden, kind of a platform where we can use AI, ChatGPT 3.5 or 4, for assignments or projects. We three were the first three to actually try it, and I try to break it or fail right after we came back from winter break. And so we've been working on it a little bit, trying to, like I said, figure out how students might use it, or faculty or staff. So that's been a neat way for them to learn about, as well as talking to the founder in the fall, helping to vet that. And same with the AI theme team. We've been keeping everybody in the loop, and we'll be having a group of faculty and staff that are using it meet next month, as well as June before the end of the school year, just to kind of reflect on the year and also to make a recommendation to IMSA. Is this what we want to continue to subscribe to, or are there other alternatives? Also, I hosted two full-time, 1 week intercessions with students called Designing IMSA's AI Center, and that was very insightful. The students were engaged in thinking about 3 different areas. One is a physical design of an AI center, or they were looking at tools in tech, or they're looking at partners and programs. And so they went down those specialty areas and made presentations at the end of the week, which some of you may have participated either on Zoom or in person. And a lot of those insights went into our location of A148. Those students really felt that the AI Center needed to be in a high traffic area, especially in Zone 1, which is somewhere between the math study area and the math offices. They helped identify that and narrow it down. AI prototyping spaces, we're looking forward to that, and they've already covered that, and so you all will be invited, and there will be AI-inspired activities at the grand opening. That's all we can say. The AI Lab Manager search continues, and we'll be looking for that full-time position for someone to fill that. The goal is, obviously, as soon as possible, but if not that, before the start of the next school year, so that the AI Center has that full-time presence, and so I can pass the baton, the white paper, right, and pass it off with a little bit of a playbook to get them started. Argonne AI class, that is something that when we visited Argonne the first week of the intercession, we made some connections and then got invited to have our students participate in an Argonne AI class. It's designed for undergrads, and so really college students, but we got special invitations, so I worked with the principal's office to identify some students that could take this class Tuesday afternoons. Rachel is one of them. You're not being pulled out of class, right? Yeah. So a couple are being pulled, but we had to get special permission, and it's a 6-week class, I believe. 8-week class. Are we done? No, not yet. Very lecture-based, right? Technical, yeah, yeah. So that's been, we're participating in their pilot. They're trying to share what they know about AI, and they invited us. It's a good thing. Then also our SPM, Stephanie Pace Marshall, IMSA Student Innovation Project grants. Steve Goldblatt, a lot of that has fallen into his lap to figure out how to support the student developers in the AI space. And that's where we're also kind of triangulating with the Academy to figure out what is the best platform to be able to support this development institutionally. So we're still not yet at a decision, but we're getting close. And a white paper, that's just my deliverable, and June 28th. That's what's happening. So continuing pathfinding, obviously we want to hire this lab manager, is at the top of the list. Also expanding student research and development opportunities and tracking that over time to see how many of these are going to be AI related. Developing workshops for educators, as well as utilizing speakers. The speakers can be from Argonne, it could be from any place that our students have SIRs or our alumni, or experts in the field. Encouraging curricular development, obviously that's going to be something that we're going to do, and our learnings from how we're using Flint, we can share those as well. We've had some sharebacks with Flint. They're very interested in our ideas and how we're using it and being a partner in collaboration for the future. As well as expanding partnership opportunities. There's many of those out there, especially with AI and higher ed and in corporations. And then just generally to increase community engagement. And that's the cue for what's gonna happen next. All right, we are at 25 minutes. Does anybody have a point of clarification or a question they want to ask real quick? We've got a time for that. Otherwise, we're going to move to our engagement. Yes?
It's not a question, but it's an additional point I want to mention. As we are creating student projects, so there's a couple of outlets. One, students propose their own projects and are working with IMSA.ai and receive some grant funding to do those projects. The second is through our standard SIR channel, where we have students who are working in collaboration with higher education. The third, which is new this summer, is that we have the Discovery Partners Institute also working with us to create access to 10 different projects, to work on their projects and bring our students along in a mentoring research relationship that will happen this summer. Those are done remotely. So we're excited to have a partnership with DPI to continue these connections.
Great, thanks for adding that. Anybody else want to add something in or a question? All right, let's move on. All right, so if we could flip the lights on, we're going to have 3 different engagement stations. And they have 3 different themes. The first one is skill set, and that is going to be facilitated by Rich Busby over here by number 1. And the second one is mindset, and that one is going to be our interns will facilitate that station, and then I will take tool set. And so these are the questions, and I would like you all to take just a minute or 2. You've got Post-it notes and Sharpies. So grab those if you will, and if you have any ideas on any of these, just take a minute to scan it. So under skill set, what do you need to know and do to use AI? Or what are the immediate competencies we need? How might AI skills change over time? If something comes to mind, write one idea on a Post-it note. And you're gonna bring it with you to Rich's station only if you have a yellow Post-it note. Right? So the yellow, that's where you're going to start, Caesar. You're going to start with Rich. That's your cue. No, that's your cue of where you're going to start. The mindset will be, what is the role of AI at IMSA? From where you sit, whether you're faculty, staff, or student, and how are you using it now? And what are possible future uses of AI? Those are the things you're going to talk about with Neve and Rachel. All right, and then over here with tool set is what should we be considering to better prepare IMSA for future AI physical spaces, technology, and policies. All right, so we will give you just 2 minutes, 3 minutes, right? If you want to write some ideas, I know some people process individually, And then I'll let you know, we're gonna go over to start with your color station.
So, great discussions, everybody. We were just talking, I don't think we can limit it to the top 3 because everything is good, but critical thinking showed up as a priority. And that gets into an awareness of understanding of bias and ethical use, and also the human impact. So if I had to pick, sort of 3 things: critical thinking, the ethics, bias, and human impact. And then the third thing is an understanding of using AI and just an awareness of how it works, what it does do and what it can't do. If you have an app, you're just a user. But if you have just a generative AI engine, you're looking at the prompt and you can do anything you want. And it's not very specific to anything. And so you have to exercise a lot of critical thinking. But if you have an app like Marshall Goldsmith Leadership Chat, it's quite good at answering specific leadership questions, but it sucks at answering general questions.
Thanks, Rich, and thanks everybody for your input. All right, we're going to go to number 2, which is mindset. And Neve, you want to take it away?
So the 3 major topics that we found people are using AI for is as a thought partner. So we're seeing things like ideation, creating creating an outline, things of that nature, and then also pedagogy, teaching and learning, especially with Dr. Repberg, like using AI as a tool that can be analyzed, which sort of promotes that like critical thinking aspect, even though one of the drawbacks of AI is that there's a chance that it can sort of decrease the potential or opportunity for critical thinking because it just writes stuff for you. Except the problem right now is that the stuff it writes isn't always very good. And then there's also task automation. So, some really interesting examples we got were with like security cameras, especially like the media sphere. There's like photo editing or facial recognition. There's also, of course, I'm sure a lot of us use Grammarly. I use Grammarly. It's really useful. That's another example of task automation where you take something monotonous or something that can be automated and use AI to sort of do that efficiently and easily. And then also translating is a big one. I know we mentioned on the book read as well, where like AI translators are a great opportunity to make things more accessible. And AI is really great at automating and making things accessible by either translating or making something simpler or rewriting. So Britta, I think you're...
All right, thank you. All right, our last one is tool set, and I facilitated that. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So kind of a two-way tie for the most votes was a combined kind of creating a sandbox space for faculty and staff to learn, but also having this idea barista at Intu. There used to be an idea barista, a person that could help people concept for AI. So it's an AI help for all on demand help desk. So it could be at the AI Center, could be the interns, could be an army of AI helpers. That was one of the ties. The other one was Flint AI tutoring and onboarding. So being able to have an official program for Flint or any other platform that we may select. Rather than just letting people try it and figure it out, right? Some people learn that way, but others don't. And then being able to share the best practice in that. And then the last one is the incentives for curriculum development. And that could be for faculty or staff. I mean, the curriculum in AI doesn't have to be just classroom. I mean, there's gonna be all sorts of productivity and other ways that people could use AI. So those were the top 3, closely followed by large displays to promote collaboration, like an old CAF, big, something that's around the building and not just in one space. And automated recording in the room to capture, like a Zoom room, to be able to capture bites of learning as we go and not have to have a setup like this every time and request it. So those are my learnings. I think we are done. Do you have anything else you want to add, interns? Okay. Rich is already gone, but thank you all for being here today. Appreciate it. And thanks to those of you who tuned in online. All right, have a great night.